Class, class. Oh, class. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our families and our friends. Welcome to our Quarter 4 Black Knight Recognition Ceremony. We are so excited to have all of you here with us today, joining us in person, as well as those that may be joining us on our live stream. Before we kick off our ceremony, I would ask you to please stand for the pledge if you are able. I pledge allegiance Thank you very much. So it's always a really exciting time to come together, and we're always filled with such pride when we're able to celebrate the efforts and achievements of our Palmer students. Again, I'd like to thank those of you that are joining us here today. It's always nice to have you here in support of the work that your children are doing. And today we are here for our final Black Knight recognition of the 2024-25 school year, which is really hard to believe. Over the past year, we have celebrated the efforts and achievements of many of our students. We are excited to recognize the students today that have consistently demonstrated our character traits for the months of April, May, and June. These character traits include problem solving, empathy, and patience. These character traits and the others that we have celebrated this year are the building blocks of good character, and they're what make each of you a Windsor Black Knight. The students being recognized today have gone above and beyond in demonstrating these qualities and helping to ensure that our school is a positive learning community. If your name is called today, we're going to ask you to come up the stairs so you can get up here safely. So stairs way down that way. Come across the stage. Mrs. Trito is going to give you your certificate, and then I'm going to read all of the incredible things that your teacher said about you. Does that sound good? So one thing though, I want to say two things. First of all, there are a lot of superheroes out there today. And I love your superhero outfits. So we need to be audience superheroes today. Can you do that for me? And I know also that we have a lot of guest teachers that are here with us today. So it is going to be really important that you are on your best Black Knight behavior. So I want to see you sitting on your bottom, sitting up nice and tall with your back against the chair, feet on the floor if they reach. Your hands are in your lap. And if your name is called, you're going to come quietly up. If you're in the audience, you can clap for your friends. Can you show me how you do a nice, respectful clap for your friends? That's perfect. Okay? Should your voices be on or off today? Off, because I'm going to be reading really incredible things that teachers said about you and your classmates, and I want you to be able to hear them. So it's really important that your ears are off, or that your ears are on and your voice is off. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started with our quarterly recognition for UPK. We'll start with our UPK students. So Miss Andrews would like to recognize Amelia Smithfield for optimism. She says Amelia has a bubbly personality and zest for learning. She loves everything she creates and enjoys sharing it with her classmates. Amelia is so much fun to be around. She has grown so much in pre-K and will thrive in kindergarten. Ms. Andrews would also like to recognize Harrison McLean for optimism. Ms. Andrews says Harrison is a smiling face and a warm heart. He comes in excited each day and loves to share information with his class. Harrison finds the best in everything we are doing. You are so much fun to be around, Harrison. Ms. Stanley, for 3 pre-K, would like to recognize Shay McNally for patience. Shay is patient and has been a rock star listener this year. She is a great role model, especially when we learn on the carpet. I'm so proud of you, Shay. Mrs. Stanley would also like to recognize Lorenzo Bullis for optimism. Lorenzo is always cheerful and optimistic. He has a great attitude. Keep it up, Lorenzo. Can we have a big round of applause for all of our UPK and 3PK? All right, nice job. Can you lead us right down the stairs? Next up, we are going to recognize our kindergarten students. Mrs. Stolarczyk would like to start by recognizing Ahmed Ali Abdul Rahim for problem solving and patience. Ahmed Ali has grown tremendously this quarter in problem solving and patience. Ahmed is able to recognize that when conflicts arise, a brief pause helps to prepare his brain to think before doing. You've tapped into a tough skill, Ahmed, and I couldn't be more proud. Mrs. Stolarczyk would also like to recognize Evelyn Harvey for patience. She says, Evelyn is such a patient and kind student. She is extremely patient in times of conflict and turn-taking, to name a few. Evelyn is a calming presence to be around and never lets a last-minute change ruffle her feathers. Congratulations. Can we have a big round of applause for our kindergarten students? Nice job. And then can you go right down the stairs for me? All right, next up we're going to recognize our first graders. So Mrs. Kinter would like to recognize Anastasia Hart for patience. Anastasia is always a patient student. She waits her turn in line, takes turns with materials, and uses manners while waiting. She raises her hand to participate and waits for her name to be called. She takes her time and does her best work every time. Great job, Anastasia. Mrs. Kinter would also like to recognize Easton Bush for problem solving and optimism. Easton has been a role model to have in class. He always looks at a problem and tries to find a way to solve it. He is constantly asking me to give him harder math problems. Easton never gives up and believes in himself to solve whatever challenge he may face. Way to go. Ms. Andrus would like to recognize Oren Crum for patience. She says that Oren is so patient and kind in class. He is patient with himself when doing work that is challenging and does not give up. Oren is also patient with others. Keep up the good work, Oren. Ms. Andrus would also like to recognize Quinn Newman for optimism. Quinn always comes to school with a smile, ready to greet all of her friends. She is such a great friend to others and has the best jokes that make everyone laugh. Thank you for being a ray of sunshine in the classroom, Quinn. Can we have a big round of applause for our first graders? Awesome job. You guys can head back to your seat. Next, we are going to recognize students in our special area classes. So we will start with our PE class, and this recognition comes from Mr. Potenza. He would like to recognize Cohen Van Zant for optimism. positive attitude in PE. He is awesome to have in class. And if I could just ask a favor of all of you and all of our students, I'm going to read your friend's name, and I'm going to read everything that the teacher said about you, and then we'll clap for everybody all together, okay? Because we have a lot of awesome awards to give out today. Our next award is going to Hadley Vanderwerf for optimism. And this award is from Mrs. Saraceno in art. Hadley has the best giggle ever. She loves creating and making her art. She is so creative and so much fun to have as a student. Stay just the way you are, Hadley. Mr. Brandon would like to recognize Abel Storms for patience and optimism in music class. Abel has made great strides this year, especially as he wraps up his time in kindergarten. I have seen Abel be incredibly patient with not only his classmates, but with himself too. Each day, Abel comes to music with a positive attitude. He always tries his best. I am so proud of you, Abel. Mrs. Stevens would like to recognize Scarlett Tarcia for patience. Oh, Scarlett's not here today. We will make sure she gets her award. Mrs. Abdullah would like to also recognize Scarlett Tarcia, who is not here today, so we'll make sure she gets both of her awards. And Mrs. Munson would like to recognize Finch Chittister for optimism. Finch always comes to the speech room with a smile on his face. He never lets a problem get him down. He looks on the bright side, is confident, and always strives to make those around him happy. His positivity is contagious. Nice big round of applause for all of our special areas. Great job. Finch, can you lead our line right down the stairs? Next up are our STEM awards. So Mr. Marcotte would like to start by recognizing Tegan Likens for problem solving. He says, Tegan is encouraging to other engineers, helping the group succeed at problem solving. Mr. Marcotte would also like to recognize Dominic Teed for problem solving. Dominic is a true problem solver and keeps trying even if problems get hard. Ms. Ashley would like to recognize Luna Ray Chittister for patience. Luna is a patient and kind classmate. She always comes willing to help her classmates and comes to class every day with a big smile. Mr. Thompson would like to recognize Riley Peterson for problem solving. Riley has done a great job in solving coding puzzles in code.org. All right, big round of applause for all of our STEM recipients. Okay, so next on our awards are going to be from our transportation department. So these are students that are doing an exceptional job following expectations and being safe on the school bus. So our first award is from Miss Molly on bus 281, and she would like to recognize Edgar Beaumont. She says, Edgar is always smiling and is so good on the bus with other kids. Miss Becca would like to recognize Harper Potenza for optimism. She says that Harper always behaves and follows the rules on the school bus. Ms. Beckel would also like to recognize Harper Liddick for optimism. Harper tries really hard to make good choices on the school bus. Mr. Chuck would like to recognize Parker Noyd for optimism. He says that Parker always stays in her seat. She is an absolute pleasure to have on the school bus. Mr. Chuck would also like to recognize Orrin Crum for optimism. Orrin always stays seated and follows the rules when the bus is in motion. All right, nice big round of applause for the bus recipients. Nice job. Congratulations. Class. So as our friends that just got their awards are getting settled, I want to give you you are doing such an incredible job. I want to give you a reminder that you're sitting on your bottom, you're sitting up straight, your eyes are up here, your ears are listening, and your voices are off, because I have really a special set of awards to give out next. These awards are end of the year citizenship awards. So this is a distinguished award given by our classroom teachers to one student in their classroom. This student displays good character consistently, demonstrates school expectations, and is a role model for his or her peers. This student also goes above and beyond to make our community a better place. So our first award is going to Hadley Vanderwerf. Mrs. Kincher says that Hadley has been a role model and a joy to have in class. She comes with a smile on her face every day, ready to learn. She is kind and respectful to all adults, students, and to herself. She loves to learn and always asks for more. Hadley loves to help out, whether it be helping friends, passing out papers, or running errands. Thank you for being an incredible Homer pal to all. Mrs. Mickey would like to recognize Tegan Likens. Tegan's enthusiasm for learning and genuine care for others make her a shining example in the classroom and in our school community. Tegan puts her full effort into everything she does and does not back down at a challenge. She is always willing to lend a hand. Thank you for starting each day with a smile and for making our school a great place to be. In kindergarten, Mrs. Stolarczyk would like to recognize Eastlyn Stevens. Eastlyn is a well-rounded student. She knows how to work hard. She knows how to work hard and how to play hard, and is accepting and inclusive of her peers. Eastlyn never lets a challenge academically or socially keep her down. She gets back up and keeps trying. Always stay true to yourself, Eastlyn. I'm so very proud of you. Ms. Andrews would like to recognize Josephine Woodward. Josephine has been a shining star in pre-K. She is kind, respectful, and is a role model for her classmates. Josephine has a fun and silly personality, and her smile brightens our classroom. She loves to learn new things and will always help a friend in need. You are a ray of sunshine, JoJo. Ms. Stanley would like to recognize Peyton Teed. Peyton is kind, conscientious, and hardworking. She has a positive attitude and follows the directions the first time. She consistently exhibits respect and makes safe and smart choices. I am so proud of this young Black Knight. Ms. Saracino is recognizing Honor Saxby. Honor is such a joy to every year I have her as an art student. I know one day we will see her art throughout the middle and the high school. I can already see it. She has not only a natural talent, but is a pure joy and loves creating. Mr. Marcotte would like to recognize Kara Hoyt. Kara is dependable, hardworking, and kind. Kara leads by example, refusing to let others sway her from doing what's right. Always willing to do her best on her own work, Kara is also always there to help others. Can we have a huge round of applause for our citizenship winners? Right. If you would join me, please, in one more big round of applause for all of the students that received awards at today's ceremony. This does conclude our final quarter 4 Black Knight recognition for the 2024-25 school year. We are so incredibly proud of all of you and all of you that received an award today and that received awards throughout the school year. I want to thank the family members and friends that joined us today, both for your support today and your ongoing support throughout the school year. We look forward to recognizing many more students in the future and next year in our Black Knight recognition ceremony. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're staying for our next ceremony, it will begin at 10 o'clock. And if not, you may exit through the doors in the back. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for getting quietly so quickly. We have a very large award recognition ceremony today, and I am so excited to be celebrating all of the hard work and efforts of our incredible students and to be welcoming families both in person and on our live stream to celebrate their achievements. Before we continue, if I could please have our student council representatives up to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you are able.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you for being here today. We are always filled with great pride when we are able to come together as a school community to celebrate all of the efforts and achievements of our students. Again, I'd like to extend our gratitude to those of you that are joining us today. We truly appreciate your support, your encouragement, and your partnership throughout the school year. Today, we are gathering for our final Black Knight recognition ceremony of the 23-24 school year. It's pretty hard to believe. We have given a lot of awards out throughout the school year, and as we close in on the end of the school year, these are just important as all of the rest. And we have some special awards that we're going to be giving out today, our Citizenship Awards, which are a special recognition for achievement and effort and character throughout the entire school year. Today we're going to start with our Student of the Month recognitions for the months of April, May, and June. The character traits for these months included problem solving, empathy, and patience. These character traits and the others that we have celebrated this year are the building blocks of good character, and they're the traits that make each and every one of you a Windsor Black Knight. The students being recognized today have gone above and beyond to demonstrate not only these qualities, but to help ensure that our school is a positive learning community. If your name is called today, please walk up to the front of the auditorium. You can come up the stairs over on your right-hand side and come up onto the stage. Mrs. Trito will give you your certificate, and then we will read all of the wonderful things that your teachers have said about you. And then we'll have a minute to take a picture, so if parents or families want to take pictures, you can do that. If you are sitting in the audience today, we have a very exciting ceremony ahead of us. We also have a lot of awards to give out, and I have a lot of incredible things to read to you about what your teachers said. So it is so important that you practice being a good audience member. So what does that look like? It means that you're sitting in your seat, your feet are on the floor, you're sitting up straight, and most importantly, your voices are up. If you want to show how proud you are of the people that are getting a recognition, can you please show me how we would show our appreciation and our pride for those being recognized respectfully? How would we show that? Perfect. So I know you're super proud of your friends, but a nice round of applause will show how much you appreciate their efforts, and that will allow us to be able to read all of the other things that were said. The other thing is we'll hold our applause until all of that group is up here, and then once everyone is on the stage, we'll give them a big round of applause, okay? So we will get started with our second grade character education awards. So our first student being recognized by Mrs. Caldwell in second grade is Lily Sprague for patience. Lily has great patience. Just a reminder to hold your applause so I can read what she said, okay? Lily has great patience with herself and others. Even when things get hard, Lily does not give up. She keeps trying until she accomplishes her goal, and when she works with a peer, she is attentive and supportive of her partner. I am thankful that Lily is a part of our class. Mrs. Caldwell would also like to recognize Allison Prorock for optimism. Allison is always cheerful and always has a spring in her step. She is often encouraging with a word or a smile to other students or adults in the school. Allison is a ray of sunshine. Mrs. Reeves would like to recognize Hunter Widener-Hayes for optimism. Second grade, we're not going to applaud until everyone's up here, okay? When a peer is faced with a challenge, Hunter is the first one to do or say something to cheer them up. He thinks of positive solutions in situations where a student may not be able to see the good. He is a glass half full kind of kid. Mrs. Reeves would like to recognize Brian Vallier for patience. Brian has shown patience throughout the entire school year. He takes his time and takes pride in his work. Brian has continued to be patient when his peers might be taking longer to complete an assignment than he is, by getting a book to read or completing other work he may not have completed earlier. Can we have a big round of applause for all of our second graders? All right, Brian, can you lead us down the stairs? Thank you so much. Next up, we are going to recognize our third graders. So we will start with a recognition from Mrs. Briga, and she would like to recognize Lucas Henley for patience. Lucas has shown incredible patience throughout the year when working with his classmates. Lucas always volunteers to help other students solve problems, even if he needs to explain things in multiple ways. Mrs. Briga would also like to recognize Gabriella Whitehead for optimism. She says Ella always approaches challenges with a positive mindset and a willingness to learn and grow. Her positivity not only brightened our classroom environment, but also inspired others to have a positive outlook on challenges as well. Way to go, Ella. Mrs. Whiting would like to recognize Mason Newman for problem solving. Mason is a problem-solving master. He loves a good brain teaser and has proven to be a mental math master. Mason is able to think outside the box and come up with multiple solutions to problems and challenges. I love seeing Mason's mind at work and hearing his problem-solving logic. Mrs. Whiting would also like to recognize Chloe Drake for optimism. Chloe always sees the bright side of things, even when things aren't going her way. She finds the joy in everyday things, and her positivity is contagious. She helps her classmates remember that for every dark cloud, there is a rainbow. Big round of applause for our third graders. Nice job. Chloe, can you lead them right down the stairs, please, sweetie? All right, next up, we are going to recognize our fourth graders. Mrs. Vanderwerf would like to recognize Emily McNally for problem solving. Emily tackles a problem head-on, whether it be academic or outside of school. Her creative mind and willingness to work through a challenge will take her far, and I look forward to seeing her successes. Mrs. Vanderwerf would also like to recognize Amelia Erlenbeck for patience. Amelia has worked her tail off and shows patience when something isn't quite going her way. I am so proud of the way she tries things again and again if she makes a mistake, often with a smile. Mrs. Mary Williams would like to recognize Robin Rout for problem solving. She says that Robin has shown tremendous growth in problem solving this year. She has learned strategies to deal with issues that arise socially, emotionally, and academically. Way to keep your cool, Robin. Mrs. Mary Williams would also like to recognize Cale Conklin-Maycumber for patience. Cale has shown great patience throughout the year when completing partner work. He takes his time to work with others and help them understand the task clearly, whether it is solving a math problem or understanding the main idea while buddy reading. Big round of applause for our fourth graders. Cal, can you lead everyone right down those stairs, please? Okay. And now we are recognizing our fifth graders. So we will start by recognizing Hunter Gibbons for optimism. Mrs. DeMarco says, Hunter has been an absolute joy to have in class this year. I have spent 2 years working with him and he has shown growth and maturity. Hunter has enthusiasm for taking on new concepts and his determination to grow has been truly inspiring. Mrs. DeMarco would also like to recognize Harper Smallacone for patience. She says Harper consistently pushes herself to achieve her best. Her calm determination allows her to persevere through challenges, producing exceptional work. Harper's commitment to excellence is truly inspiring. Mrs. Lang would like to recognize Ellery Monroe for problem solving. Ellery has grown so much this year in being able to problem solve and stay positive while working through things that she struggles with. I am confident that Ellery can face any challenge that comes her way in the future. Mrs. Lang would also like to recognize Charlie Hyris for problem solving. Charlie doesn't let any problem stand in her way. She faces each problem head on, thinks about how to best attack it, and usually comes out successful. Big round of applause for our fifth graders. Okay, next up, we are going to recognize students for demonstrating good character in our special areas. So we will start with PE, and Mr. Potenza would like to recognize Caden McNally for optimism. Caden always has a great and positive attitude in PE. He is awesome to have in class. For art, Ms. Saracino would like to recognize Ellery Monroe for optimism. Ellery has a creative future for sure. I love her unique ideas and her love for art. She is a ray of sunshine in my art room, and I can't wait to see what she accomplishes in middle school. In music, Mr. Brannion would like to recognize Carson Terrell for optimism. Carson always comes to music with a positive attitude, and it's contagious. Carson is willing to take risks and see the good in every situation. I'm incredibly proud of his efforts each and every day. Carson helps create a safe space for others to learn and grow, and that is invaluable. Mrs. Murphy would like to recognize Gavin Frazier for patience and optimism. She says Gavin has grown throughout this year into a more patient and positive student. He shows patience during math by waiting for adult help calmly and responsibly, making sure he does not interrupt others' learning. He is positive and upbeat even if he makes mistakes. This makes learning fun for all. Mrs. Murphy would also like to recognize Willow Stolarczyk for problem solving and optimism. I don't think Willow is here today, but we will make sure that she gets her award. Mrs. Stevens would like to recognize Ella Okenica for problem solving. Ella has been very persistent about completing difficult problems in math lately. She has not become discouraged when things have become challenging, and she has continued to work hard. When she encounters a problem, she works through it. Keep that positive work ethic, Ella. Mrs. LeClaire would like to recognize Gavin Frazier for patience. Gavin is a good friend who is always patient and encouraging when others might be struggling. And Mrs. Trito would like to recognize Mackenzie Kaye for optimism and patience. When I hear optimism and patience, the one student who immediately comes to mind is Mackenzie. Mackenzie has a way of always being able to see the upside of things. She can turn any negative into a positive. Mackenzie also exudes patience in any situation. She is patient with her peers and with herself. I cannot wait to see all of the amazing things Mackenzie will accomplish in middle school. Big round of applause for our special area recipients. Nice job, Mackenzie. Can you leave them right down the stairs? All right, so our next set of awards come from our STEM classroom teachers. So for science, Mrs. Calavoda would like to recognize Colton Bidwell for optimism. Colton's optimism is like a superpower in our STEM class. He is able to approach problems with a positive attitude and a great sense of humor. Colton's positive outlook is inspiring and empowers those around him to be hopeful and optimistic when tackling tough STEM challenges. Keep being you and being awesome and positive, Colton. Mrs. Calavoda would also like to recognize Rosalie Rafferty for optimism. Rosalie radiates positivity all day and every day when in the face of challenges. Whether it's through her everyday smile, her contagious laughter, her encouraging words, or her hopeful outlook on life, Rosalie reminds us all that even when tasks are difficult, there is a reason to smile, and success can be achieved with hard work and a positive attitude. Mrs. Mulcahy LaChance would like to recognize Aubrey Howe for patience. As Aubrey's engineering skills have grown, so has her patience. Her patience during adversity and her patience in achieving her goals. I am so proud of the growth in Aubrey. Mrs. Mulcahy LaChance would also like to recognize Charlie Dewey for patience. He is not here today, so we will make sure that he gets his award as well. Mr. Thompson would like to recognize Carson Terrell for problem solving. Carson does a great job solving problems in coding. Mr. Thompson would also like to recognize Natalie Garcia for problem solving. Natalie is great at solving problems in our coding.org course. Ms. Ashley would like to recognize Grayson Shoemaker for problem solving. She says Grayson is an excellent problem solver in coding. He does a great job solving coding puzzle sets. And Ms. Ashley would also like to recognize Charles Boyce for problem solving. Charles is diligent when it comes to problem solving. He works hard to complete his assignments and work on the coding.org course. Big round of applause for our STEM recipients. Okay, so next up, we are going to recognize students for outstanding character on the school bus. So these recognitions come from our bus drivers and our transportation department. Miss Molly on bus 281 would like to recognize Hunter Hoyt for optimism. Hunter always says good morning and is quiet on the school bus. Mr. Brown on bus 286 would like to recognize Richard Hart for optimism. Mr. Brown says Richard is a great kid and a great listener on the school bus. Mr. Brown, also on bus 286 would like to recognize Hermione Rogers-Lewis for optimism. Hermione always listens and behaves well by following the expectations on the school bus. Congratulations. Can we get a big round of applause for those award winners? So we have one more set of awards to give out, and we only give these awards out in the fourth quarter. These are our end of the year citizenship awards. These awards are distinguished awards that are given by our classroom teachers to just one student who is in the classroom, school, or who is a classroom, school, or community leader. This student displays good character, consistently demonstrates school expectations, is a role model for his or her peers, and goes above and beyond to make our school community a better place. So as I read these, you're welcome to give a round of applause for each of the students as they come up. So we will start with 5th grade and Mrs. Lang's nomination, and she is recognizing Olivia Hans. Olivia exemplifies everything that is true, noble, that a true noble knight is. She is always kind and considerate of her classmates and adults. She works hard at all times, and she goes into situations with a positive mindset. Mrs. DeMarco would like to give this award to Neela McCombs. Neela projects a positive attitude. She is goal-oriented, enthusiastic, and respectful of school policies. Neela always has a smile on her face, and she maintains a friendly rapport with peers and faculty. She is a positive role model to her classmates because she can always be counted on to be doing exactly what was asked of her. She also participates in many extracurricular activities and exhibits pride in being a Windsor Black Knight. Mrs. Mary Williams is giving this award to Julian Rauscher. Julian is a model citizen and brightly glowing Windsor Black Knight. He loves his school, his classroom, his teachers, and his peers. Julian is respectful at all times and contributes everything he can to make our school a fun and enjoyable place to be. Mrs. Vanderwerf would like to recognize Emma Shea. Emma tries to be the best version of Emma she can every single day. Her glass half full attitude makes her a noble knight even when things get tough. She is kind to others and takes great pride in her school. Our 3rd graders, Mrs. Whiting would like to recognize for this award Axel Rainey. Axel spreads sunshine and joy to students and teachers alike. Axel is the first to show kindness to friends, respect to teachers, and works hard on all tasks, even those that are challenging. Axel is a role model for his peers to follow and a wonderful leader in the classroom. Axel, you make each day brighter just by being here. Mrs. Briga would like to give this award to Kaylee Teed. Kaylee has shown she is a wonderful Windsor Knight by being a role model for her peers. She works hard each day and treats her classmates and teachers with respect. I am so proud of you, Kaylee. You truly make our school a better place. Moving to our second grade citizenship awards. Mrs. Caldwell would like to give this award to Corbin Merrill. Corbin is an incredibly kind-hearted and patient student. I can count on Corbin to work cooperatively and respectfully with any student in our classroom. He is thoughtful and thorough when performing tasks to make sure his final product is correct and complete. He also has an amazing sense of humor and a contagious grin. Corbin is a Windsor Black Knight. Mrs. Reeves is giving this award to Tucker Shedd. Tucker is not here today, so we will make sure that he gets his award. Mr. Branyan, for music, is giving this award to Harper Smallacone. Harper is a true leader. Each day, Harper tries her best, leads by example, and makes music class a happy place for all. I have seen tremendous academic and emotional growth throughout the year. Her work ethic will allow her to go far in life, and I am so fortunate to have spent the last 2 years watching her blossom. For PE, Mr. Potenza would like to give this award to Brady Hunter. Brady always has a positive attitude in PE and is always willing to help his classmates. He is a great role model and a great leader. Running out of room on our stage here. All right, Mrs. Stevens would like to give the Citizenship Award to Charles Boyce. Charles is incredibly kind to his peers and never has anything negative to say. He works incredibly hard at all he is accomplishing. He is a model for his peers with school expectations. Keep being your wonderful, positive, exemplar self, Charles. Mrs. Murphy would like to recognize Brian Henley. Brian is a positive, kind-hearted, and clever student. He has grown in so many ways while being at Palmer. Brian is dependable, responsible, and a kind friend. He has helped to foster an encouraging, inclusive environment within our school community. Continue to embrace new challenges with courage and determination in middle school, Brian. Never lose sight of the incredible potential that you have. Mrs. Calavoda is giving the Citizenship Award to Christopher Brooks. Christopher helps to make school a fun place. He always has a smile on his face. His positivity is contagious. Christopher has a remarkable knack for turning challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons for growth. Keep being your awesome, positive, happy self, Christopher. Mrs. Mulcahy LaChance is giving the Citizenship Award to Hayden Smallacone. Hayden has all the valued skills of a leader, the ability to listen, to problem solve while utilizing feedback and input from others, and to look for opportunities. Hayden also knows when it's time to laugh and lighten the atmosphere in the room. Continue your journey and chase your goals with gusto. Mr. Thompson would like to give the Citizenship Award to Olivia Hams. Olivia is always a hardworking student. She has done great in her Code.org course and is now working with an extension of Code.org as she finished her regular course. And our final Citizenship Award from Miss Ashley is going to Zoe Garcia. Zoe is kind, respectful, and she leads by example. She has a can-do-anything attitude in coding class and is always determined to do her best. Can we get a big round of applause for all of these citizenship winners? Can you bring your line over here? All right, can we get one more big round of applause for all of our recipients today? Excellent job. So this concludes our final Black Knight recognition ceremony of the school year. We are so proud of the students that were recognized here at our ceremony today, as well as all of you that were recognized in ceremonies throughout the year. You are what makes our school such an incredible place to learn and grow, and we are so grateful for your character and your effort and all that you do here to make our school such a special place. I want to thank all of our families for joining us today, for your support and encouragement today, but throughout the school year. We are just really grateful to have you, and your support means everything, not only to your students, but to us as well. We look forward to another school year next year filled with recognizing incredible character, and hope to finish out this school year strong. And so with that, I thank you for coming. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful summer.